This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slip covers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint project, saving is at the top of your list. That's why when you shop today, you can buy one, get one free. Select Valspar and HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams. One coat coverage interior paints via rebate. Shop these deals in-store or online today at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 8/21 through 9/3.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Hey there, my friends. Chris Merrill in from Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk. And you can listen anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Sam, our tech director tonight, Tawala producing, and of course the great Mark Ronner delivering all the news you need to know this evening. Good to see you, boys.
Got your back tonight.
Good to see you, boys.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's start with lawsuits abroad, lawsuits nearby, lawsuits happening all over the place. It was not really a question because this is what we do. We do something the politicians do, and then the other politicians sue them for it. President Trump wants to make a move on the Federal Reserve. He gets sued for it. Gavin Newsom wants to redistrict. He gets sued for it. That's exactly what's happening in Sacramento as the Republicans are saying, lawsuits ahoy.
Fight.
This is from KTLA.
To try to preserve democracy in California.
That's what GOP State Senator Tony Strickland argued is at stake as he and fellow Republicans in the Dillon Law Group announced they filed this emergency petition asking the California Supreme Court to block Governor Gavin Newsom's redistricting measure known as Prop 50 from appearing on the special election ballot this November 4th.
Ooh, that's a toughie. It's kind of a Hail Mary by the Republicans. I don't think the judge is going to block the petition to the people to overturn the people's verdict. I mean, how do you change one of those voter initiatives? You ask the voters to vote on it. So I don't know that it's going to be successful, but yeah, I mean, if you're GOP, it's worth a shot. You throw everything you got at it. Yay.
Newsom's plan asks voters to pause through 2030 the state's independent Citizens Redistricting Commission in charge of drawing congressional maps. Instead, the proposal asks voters to approve this new gerrymandered congressional district map to shift 5 red districts into blue districts, all with the goal to help Democrats pick up more U.S. House seats statewide. Newsom maintains his plan is in response to Republicans in Texas and potentially other red states as they move forward with their own redistricting plans backed by President Donald Trump aimed at picking up GOP House seats.
They fired the first shot in Texas. Open your eyes to what is going on in the United States of America in 2025.
Side note, does it sound like Gavin Newsom is up to like 4 packs a day? You hearing that?
A little like Suzanne Plachette.
He's got that really gravelly. I don't know if I love it or hate it. I really can't tell, to be honest. I mean, I always wish I had that great big. I mean, you just heard Mark Thompson in with Tim. I always wish I had that voice. And I feel like Newsom is trying to get that voice. He's really trying to go all in.
It is kind of the Christian Bale Batman voice, isn't
Yes, which is why I've always called him Governor Batman. He looks like Bruce Wayne, and he sounds like Christian Bale.
On a scale of 1 to RFK Jr., he's about a 6.
Yeah, really.
Oh, okay, all right.
RFK Jr., he sounds like he's talking through a little hole in his throat.
Yeah, well, he's got like a disease or something, right?
When you're smoking.
Yeah, well, he's got like a throat thing going on.
Oh, boo.
Yes. Oh, come on.
I'm Batman.
Thank you. Unbelievable. Really good. Okay, so back to the story from Governor Batman.
Open your eyes to what is going on in the United States of America in 2025.
You messed with the wrong bat.
I'm Batman.
Okay.
That's what this is about.
We're going to challenge them in court.
Strickland and others here argue Newsom's plan violates the state constitution, noting the plan was rushed through the legislature in less than a week's time, instead of following a constitutionally required 30-day period allowing for public review.
Oh, okay. That might be their way in. I mean, that sounds like they violated the Constitution to try to change the Constitution.
They also argue Democratic politicians and consultants were directly involved in making the newly proposed gerrymandered map. That, they say, violates the state constitution because, as of today, only the California Independent Citizens Redistricting Commission is constitutionally allowed to be involved in the map-making process.
That one seems a little more specious. I'm not so sure. You know, if you wanted to, you could say that lobbyists can't write laws, but neither party is going to approve that. No, because lobbyists like to come to them and they go, hey, you know, they got that big cigar with about an inch and a half's worth of ash on the end. And they go, hey, have I got a law for you? And if you can get this on the ballot, boy, have I got some campaign dollars you're just going to love.
This entire process that we are going through right now, where the legislature and others have drawn maps, is already them exercising a power that they don't have.
Well, I think I'm going to be filing a lawsuit.
Oh, there we go. What did I tell you? Everybody's going to file a lawsuit.
Pretty soon. And I think we're going to be very successful in it.
Yeah, I don't think that the Trump lawsuit will be as successful. I think the GOP lawsuit has a better chance because the U.S. Constitution is pretty clear that the way elections are executed is up to the states. So I don't think that the federal government is going to have much room on this. I don't think the DOJ is going to be able to step in and change it. But that part about how they rushed it through without having the 30 days for public comment and feedback, that may be their way in.
And as for a timeline here, the California Supreme Court could decide as soon as this week whether they'll take up the Republicans' latest emergency petition.
Yeah, they kind of have to. They have to decide quickly because they got to print ballots.
At the state capitol, Eitan Wallace, KTLA 5 News.
Now, I know you can print ballots within like a month or whatever, but there's a reason that there was a deadline. The deadline was last Friday. There's a reason that there's a deadline to get things pushed through to get on the ballot. And honestly, part of that is so that you can have lawsuits along the way, so that you can have opposition that jumps out. Now, I did see something I thought was really interesting. Cal Matters was reporting on this. And Cal Matters it kind of pointed out that the California Republicans, something that we've talked about, the California Republicans were mum about the Texas Republicans changing their map. They weren't condemning what was going on in Texas. And the California Democrats were all upset about what was going on in Texas. Meanwhile, the Texas Democrats aren't condemning what the California Democrats are doing. Now, that's obviously because they support the retribution campaign that's happening on the West Coast. But I thought this was interesting. Yeah, here we go from Cal Matters. In Texas, Trump has said that he's entitled to 5 additional GOP House seats. The maneuver sparking California's retaliatory efforts. Democratic lawmakers expected to put it on the ballot. California maps backed by Governor Newsom would offset the Texas map, tilting the things this way. You heard that from the KTLA report. Let me see. Assemblyman Carl DeMaio, who you've heard on KFI numerous times, says, I haven't heard a single Republican in the state of California who's in office in the state legislature defend Texas. Now, one thing about Carl's no dummy. I know Carl. Carl's not a dumb man, which is why he puts out there and he says, I haven't heard a single Republican in the state of California who's in office in the state legislature defend Texas, because there are many Republicans in the state of California that have defended Texas. Now, maybe he hasn't heard anybody in the state legislature that's done it. So he puts that qualifier on there. He's very clever when it comes to being able to state his position in a bit of a superlative way. DeMaio is an unabashed Trump supporter, according to Cal Matters. Gerrymandering is wrong no matter who is doing it, says DeMaio. Whether it's done by a red state or a blue state, politicians manipulating the lines of their districts, it's wrong. So I'd love to hear that. I love that you're saying it's wrong for them, it's wrong for us. However, it rings a bit hollow right now when, and I appreciate the viewpoint, but it rings hollow when Texas is going to do that anyway. So it's really easy to go, I don't have to worry about appeasing Texas voters. I don't have to worry about upsetting Texas Republicans. All I have to do is take the high road in California, which is exactly what he's doing. I wonder how the GOP feels in the state legislature about Trump saying that he's entitled to 5 additional GOP House seats. I would love to hear one of them say Trump needs to knock this crap off. But I don't think he's going to. Tony Strickland is a Huntington Beach Republican, and he says, I love this, when does it stop? He says that the gerrymandering race to the bottom would result in a destructive country and chaos by encouraging redistricting every 2 years. Instead, he said that all states should adopt California's model where maps are drawn every 10 years by an independent citizen redistricting commission. I could not agree more. Could not agree more. From a Democratic standpoint, though, you say, look, we're doing it right, and we're being taken advantage of. What does President Trump say when it comes to the tariffs? He's like, many countries are taking advantage of us. We're very nice, and other countries are taking advantage of us. Well, the California Democrats are saying when it comes to the redistricting, we're doing it right, but other countries are taking advantage of us. Or other states, excuse me. So it's this screwy balance, and I agree completely with what he's saying. Other states should not be doing this. We should not be doing this. And I know the GOP is saying we need to lead by example. Agreed. But politicians also know that anytime they change the way things are done, they run the risk of setting precedent for the next party. It's like when Obama changed the rules, or I should say the Democrats changed the rules to try to get Obama judges confirmed. Now, this was back 15 years ago. So the GOP was kind of stalling on the judges, and the Senate they used the nuclear option, they call it, which basically removed the filibuster from placing judges. Well, what happens when Trump is in charge and he's trying to get a Supreme Court justice put in there, and they don't have 60 votes in the Senate? The Republicans went, we're just going to adopt the Democratic model. We'll go nuclear. And they did. And what could the Democrats do except cry foul? And the only backstop they had was, well, when we did it, it wasn't for the Supreme Court, which is a hollow argument. So the Democrats did that, and then the next party uses the same tactic, and it burns them. And all of them know that this is exactly how it works, which I think is why you've got California Republicans going, Texas, what are you doing? You're making it very difficult for us to keep our jobs. However, if this does go and become a nationwide, what did he say, destructive country and chaos, as Tony Strickland put it, it will benefit the Republicans. The Republicans have more state House seats, legislative seats. The Republicans would win the redistricting map wars if that were the case, especially since we've got some migration out of New York and California and into the red states. That's how it would happen. All right. I don't think, do we have any more? That's it for politics today, isn't it, Twala? I think you front loaded us so we can get through it and be done with that.
Yeah, but you have a couple more segments, I think, don't you? A little more?
I don't think political segments, though, right? I think we're done with the politics crap.
Yeah, ish. Politic-ish. Yeah. Political leaning.
I'll try to stay away from the left-right divisiveness of any future political issues tonight.
It's more middle of the road, just things we should all be thinking about. How about that?
We should all be good people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
I love this. Also, nature is trying to kill you. You're going to find out what nature's up to next. Chris Merrill, KFI, AM 640 live everywhere on the.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Annabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabe's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slip covers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at washablesofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at washablesofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFIAM640.com. Chris Merrill in for Mo. More stimulating talk. Listen anytime. On demand on the iHeartRadio app. You guys ever hurt yourself by doing something really stupid?
Specify, please.
Yes. So, yes. Thank you. So I'm sitting at my real job today, toiling away, just waiting for retirement. And all of a sudden I get the breaking news alert that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are engaged. Oh my God! So I got giddy and I jumped up and I made like the Jonah Hill meme and I started going, ah! And then I started running through my office going, Trailer's engaged! Trailer's engaged! And I pulled a muscle in my leg while I was prancing through the office. And so I'm sitting at the KFI East Studios right now with a giant ice pack on my calf muscle because I can't walk.
Well, at least it was for something worthwhile.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I've sprained an ankle just standing up, getting out of bed.
God,
and I don't even know how that happens.
Doesn't it? Oh,
it's horrible, man.
The worst. At least I can call mine a football injury, which is what I'm doing. I'm saying this is a football injury. For you, I don't even know what you say. Yours is just gravity related.
Just, old age.
Bad deal. Sorry to hear about that. I also see that we've got another strain of COVID. This one's moving fast. I got stuck with that last one, and that was my second bout of COVID. I've been fortunate. I've only had it twice here in the last 5 years. And it's still no fun. But now there's another one that is on the move in California.
Coronavirus cases are rising fast here in California. Public health officials from Los Angeles to the Bay Area are reporting higher numbers in recent weeks. Cases are up about 12.5% in Los Angeles County. They're up about 14.5% in Orange County. One doctor says statewide rates are among the highest in the country. The cases are tied to an Omicron subvariant called Stratus. The Department of Health and Human Services has delayed the rollout of this fall's coronavirus booster shot for healthy kids and adults. HHS is led by vaccine skeptic Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Okay. So the coronavirus is back, got a new strain, and no vaccines are going to be made available for anybody who's not high risk or elderly or whatever. That doesn't make me feel great. They are saying that most of the cases that are increasing are outpatient cases, which is great. We do like to hear that. I don't know about you, but when I had it, I said, do I need to get one of those? What's the drug?
Paxlovid?
Paxlovid. That's what it is. All I could think of was remdesivir. Is that I can't remember.
I've had Paxlovid twice.
Paxlovid.
Yeah.
Yeah. How hard was it for you to get it? Because when I had my positive result, I called my doctor's office and I said, can I get a prescription for Paxlovid? Well, the doctor would want to see you, and he doesn't have any openings this week, but we can get you in early next week.
Oh, come on.
No. For me, it was easy. I'm a transplant patient, so it was like right away.
Yeah, they were like, whatever you need.
Yeah, they're like, come get it immediately. You are not throwing this $2 million surgery away, sir.
I would think your insurance company would be like, whatever he needs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to find a new doctor, Chris. Mine was one phone call, and it was a done deal.
Yeah, I don't know who you're working with, man.
Well, I was in a real rural. I was back in my at the Michigan house, which is where my wife is for the summer, and it's a real small town. And not a lot of doctors there. Beautiful. Yeah. I call it the San Diego of the Midwest. It's just a beautiful place. It's a wonderful for 5 months out of the year, and then winter hits, and it's not as much fun. But it's a beautiful place, but they really lacking doctors. So. Yeah, that's what I ran into. But I thought, you know what? I'm young and healthy, comparatively speaking, and I'll just fight this.
You're gonna tough it out?
Well, yeah. Plus, my wife was there, and I turned into a giant baby when I get sick. So I was like, "Man, can I have some water? Can you make me some soup?" But she quarantined my butt. She didn't get sick. She just said, "You're gonna go to the room, and you're just gonna be there." And that's going to be it, which was nice. She let me have the bed. I thought she was going to stick me in like a guest bedroom or something, but she let me have the bed. And she slept I don't even know where she slept. I was kind of out of it. Where do wives sleep if you're sick?
According to wives, they sleep standing up.
Watching you.
Yeah.
In the dark, right.
Yeah.
I'm always watching. Yeah.
That's what they do.
My wife, one time, I was snoring real bad before I had the CPAP, which, again, I hate, but she loves it because I don't snore anymore. But I was snoring real bad, and she went and slept in the dog's bed. She kicked the dog out of the dog bed and then slept in the dog bed. I was just impressed she'd fit. I go, "You are just a petite thing, aren't you?" She says, "We have a big dog." Okay. That's all I got. I don't know if you've ever had to call the 988 service, which is the suicide and mental health crisis lifeline. I'm so glad it exists. I so wish it were better. We'll talk about that here in just a few moments and what L.A. County is trying to do to make things better. Next, Chris Merrill, KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Mo Kelly Show, Chris Merrill in from KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk and listen anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app. I hope that you've never had to use it, but if you have, I'm glad it was there. The suicide hotline in California is 988. It's the National Suicide and Mental Health Crisis Hotline. If you are having thoughts of harming yourself, please call 988. Evidently, LA County is expanding that program that would divert some of the nonviolent 911 calls to that 988 service. If the call is related to mental health crises, you might not know 988, so you call 911. Which makes sense. Evidently, calls related to mental health crises made to the sheriff's Century Station are going to be diverted to counselors trained in de-escalation at D.D. Hirsch, which is the nonprofit running the 988 call centers in the region. This is from LAist. I don't know if you've had experience with this before. Sam, you're a therapist.
Yeah, I actually interviewed with D.D. Hirsch once.
You did?
Yeah, back in the day.
You didn't get the job?
No. And that was on me. I know where my downfall with that one was. I was young and inexperienced, and I just needed more seasoning.
I got you. Yeah. So one of the things that I had a family member, and I have to be a little careful here because I want to protect their privacy, but they were having a crisis, and they called, and they got sent to, like, I don't know, I think it was like an out-of-state operator that was answering the call at the time, and whatever the circumstances were, they didn't make it worse, right? I'm going to say that. They didn't make it worse. They didn't make it better. And there was a lot of, like, confusion over who's talking to who, and all. And granted, I'm getting this from the family member who was going through an episode at the time, so I don't know, exactly what the full story is. But I just know that when they got done, I thought, that is subpar. That is not cool. And as a family member, I was terrified. I was trying to figure out what was going, it's after all of this happens that the other family members find out that somebody's going through this episode. And it was a terrifying moment, and it really got my hackles up, and it got me frustrated. It got me wanting to say, what do we need to do to make this program as effective as possible so that when somebody is having a crisis, they need de-escalation, but in the case of my family member, I think they also needed intervention. And so they called 911 to start with, and then they got pushed to the 988, I think. They really needed to have somebody on hand. In the future, there was a situation where the same family member had to have 911 call and a wellness check. And eventually, what's the term when they kind of a weekend in the facility?
5150?
5150, that's what I thought it was. Yeah. So it turned into one of those situations. And honestly, I have to give credit to the LAPD. I will rip on them numerous times in the future, but when they do things right, I got to give them credit for doing things right. And this was a situation where they did help, and they got my family member to the place that they needed to go. They got them the help that they needed. Got them to the hospital. The hospital got them to the center. The trouble that I see is that the police in this case are not trained in de-escalation. They're not trained in mental health. They're trained in handling the situation in the moment to get them to the right place, which is exactly what they did, and I have to give them full credit for it. However, it was also a bit impersonal. And I don't know, Sam, how personal do you get as you're talking with somebody who is going through a crisis? Because I feel like you have to earn trust while you're having a conversation. I mean, they're coming to you in the most vulnerable moment in their lives. If you're too sterile, that feels like that could be a bit of a concern for the person who's having trouble.
Yeah. Well, and it's for a lot of people who are doing especially crisis work, they're not necessarily there to build a sense of like trust and rapport with somebody like a therapist would over a period of time. They need to get the essentials and get the care that they need, the essential stuff for them as fast as possible. So that's one of the issues that I have, is that they don't have enough time to really sit down and talk, and they're not necessarily trained to build that sense of trust and rapport. They just need to get the information that they need to get so that they can get the person to where they need to be.
Okay, so it's almost like it is like a 911 operator for a mental health crisis.
Yeah.
It's about gathering information and getting them to a safe space.
Yeah, and I personally love the idea of having a plainclothed, trained professional going in to help someone with a mental health crisis. Because if you see, if a person who's going through a mental health crisis sees a person in blue with guns on their hips, with a badge on their chest, that alone can exacerbate a situation just because of the fear some people have of law enforcement.
Is it just intimidating because it's law enforcement? Does it have to do with authority? Does it have to do with, I don't know?
It has to do with a lot of it. It could be anything. It could be stereotypes that people have of law enforcement, especially for people who are going through mental health crises. You don't want to see someone with a gun when someone needs someone to talk to.
Yeah, and I also know that sometimes when you're having an episode, and I experienced this with my family member, that they didn't know really where they were or what was even going on. They were just in kind of a psychosis where they didn't even remember the next day what happened. It's almost like they blacked out in that moment. And I don't know how you come out of that, but that's where the mental health, frankly, I'd never dealt with anything like that before. It scared the hell out of me.
It's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it was terrifying for them, and it was terrifying for all of us that wanted to help too.
And that's why I'd rather, instead of seeing a cop have to show up there who's who's not necessarily trained to de-escalate mental health crises, I'd rather see someone who has the mental health training to be able to sit down with someone and bring them to a place where they can at least voice what the concern is, what their problem is, and be able to get them the help that they need.
So what is the solution then? I get that LA County is expanding this system where they're able to take the nonviolent 911 calls for mental health and kind of divert it to the 988. But also, when you're dealing with somebody who's in a crisis, they can be a bit unpredictable. I guess maybe I'm playing on a stereotype, but it's sort of my assumption. They can be a bit unpredictable. I mean, do you need to pair that person up with a law enforcement officer, a uniformed officer who's maybe nearby?
Not necessarily.
No? Okay.
I mean, people, it's just like with a police officer showing up to a scene of a violent crime. They take that responsibility in their hands. They know that their training will get them through it. Just like a mental health professional knows how to handle situations when people are unstable on that level. Now, if it's somebody who, like, if they make clear when they make the call into law enforcement to 911 that this person has a weapon or this person has access to something that can be harmful, that's something that you're going to more likely see an armed officer go along with.
That's a different situation altogether.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fascinating. How do we increase the army of mental health professionals then?
Well, and this is what they were saying, ways to increase funding for the police out here is by making it so that you start actually paying for more mental health professionals to take the responsibility off of the police themselves so that they can actually police the people who need policing. And so that's, the way you do it is just by making it so it's a better place to work for mental health professionals. Make it so that they have, a little bit higher pay because they are working with people who, it is a little more high risk.
Yeah, it's stressful as all get out. I don't know how they do it. They're saints. LAPD diverted about 1,400 calls for service in 2024 alone. Counselors were able to handle 97% of those calls without law enforcement involvement. So that's great. So it sounds like when it's operating correctly, it really works. But again, my experience with it, or at least my family members' experience with it, was less than stellar. I certainly hope that we can figure out ways to make that better. If that has to do with funding, then so be it. And if it means that we're able to let the cops go catch the burglars, right? Go catch the murderers, go catch the rapists, all the people who are terrorizing us, and let somebody else deal with the people who are in crisis, it seems like that's the right solution. But it costs money. The last thing we ever want to do is see our taxes go up, right? Then we get mad when there aren't enough cops on the street. Weird. I was surprised when I saw that somebody was trying to take on a mountain lion. That feels like a bad way to spend your camping trip.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
We'll tell you what they were up to next.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Good evening, Chris Merrill in for Mo tonight. KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk. All right, imagine you go camping. What a fine time you're having. And while you're there, you hear something in the woods. What could it be? Could it be the call of the wild? Indeed it is. Unfortunately, this wild wants to kill you and eat you. But it's not personal.
New video this morning shows a close encounter with the mountain lion. You can see that mountain lion walking past this man right here who was...
You can't see it because radio.
...camping in Malibu. Oh, my goodness. Would you do the same thing? That man had quite the story to share with other campers afterwards. Let's go to NBC4's Brittany Hope live at Leo Carrillo State Park in Malibu.
Brittany, tell us what's going on. Tell us the same story I just told you, that there was a guy who was camping and there was a mountain lion there. Brittany, go ahead and tell us. Tell us the thing again.
Where that sighting happened. Brittany, good morning. My goodness, that guy looked so calm and collected. Did he say what it was going through his mind at that moment?
Oh, I like that she's continuing the conversation. You ever notice? TV reports have 1, 2, 3, 4 stages. So it's the anchor tells you the story and then tosses it to the reporter. The reporter tells you the story again and then tosses it to the pre-recorded package, which then tells you the story again, and then it comes back to the reporter who will say, and back here live, and yeah, the latest I hear is blah, 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 blah. Now back to you in the studio. The next time you watch, it's always the same 4 things. So it's anchor, toss to report. Anchor tells the story, toss to reporter tells the story. Reporter says, gives it an intro. That intro then will start with some sort of a sound or a live shot of somebody giving a quote or, I don't know, water running. If it's a story about radio, it's always a picture of the needles moving on the, and then they tell the whole story and then they come and we're back live now. Always. I'm really impressed that NBC was like, she tells the story and then she actually continues the story as she talks to the reporter. That's how it should be done. Very conversational. I like it.
Man, I will have what he's having. He said he wasn't nervous, only because the mountain lion wasn't aggressive. And you saw it right in the video. He completely keeps it cool.
I would not have.
He's kind of just on his phone, right, when all of a sudden that mountain lion comes up. You see they notice each other. He's definitely alarmed, but the mountain lion honestly looks more scared of the human and then runs away. Now, he said he was at the ranger station trying to get cell service because cell service out here is really not great, and that is when this encounter happened.
It seems like some pretty awful camping. Do you hear all the cars, the traffic? It doesn't feel like you're getting out to nature, does it?
So he ran back to the campsite to tell everyone, like, hey, there's a mountain lion, and it just ran in the direction of the campsite where there's kids.
Nobody really believed me at first.
Oh, see, there you go. So she tells the story and then goes to the package. See how that goes? All right.
Which was really vindicating to get that footage from the ranger. And once they gave it to me, everybody was a little more surprised than initially.
All right, that's pretty great. So he runs into the mountain lion. He's like, hey, get out of here. Lion's like, okay, cool. What is that? Oh, is this, there's another one? We've got a, all right, there's also been a cougar sighted in Thousand Oaks. Wow.
What was she doing?
She was at the Holiday Inn bar.
Oh, there we go.
I dated one of them in Thousand Oaks once.
A cougar in Thousand Oaks?
Oh, yeah.
Very good. Wow. You got to watch out for them. They'll eat you alive. Take half your stuff.
Universal City, that was where I'd find the cougars.
That's the good one. There you go. I was just trying to find some place that I could. I wanted to go with Beverly Hills, but it felt a bit too on the nose.
Red Onion, Cougarville.
Used to go to OC for cougars. I didn't realize that there was a lion safari. OC Register was talking about the old lion country safari in Irvine. Mm-hmm. You ever go to that?
No, I didn't know it existed.
I didn't either. I didn't live here in the 70s or 80s. So, I mean, let's see. It was a drive-through safari conceptualized by Harry Schuster, who was a developer from South Africa, evidently had experience with lions and maybe even. Wow. The idea was to provide Orange County residents and tourists a chance to experience the exotic sights and sounds of an African safari. It started off as a success. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bringing in more than 1 million visitors during the first year of operation. What could possibly go wrong? You drove down the trail, you saw various animals roaming around, including giraffes, rhinos, elephants, and, of course, lions. Frazier the lion was the star attraction. The elderly father fathered more than 30 cubs. Attaboy, creating, he found cougars in Orange County.
Nice.
Creating a population boom of lions in the park. He died of pneumonia in 1972. That'll get you. He was buried on the safari grounds. It seems like an unnecessary detail, but so be it. The following year, a movie inspired by Frazier was released titled Frazier the Lovable Lion. Okay, fun. 140-acre attraction. You drove through it. There was a train, hippo pedal boats, it says, a river ride, which gave the nearby animatronic Jungle Cruise ride at Disneyland a run for its money. Well, that's fun. And then what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, according to the Orange County Register, great report, by the way, by the Orange County Register. Love this. Carolyn Burt wrote the story. The park made its fair share of headlines for having multiple animal breakouts and attacks. Bubbles the hippo managed to escape in 1978. For 19 days, many tried and failed to capture her. Until a tranquilizer the tranquilizer shot allegedly caused an awkward fall and led to her death. I love that they say allegedly, as in, this is our story and we're sticking to it. Misty the elephant broke free in 83 after a nearby concert at the Irvine Meadows Amphitheater. So maintenance yard workers were moving the animals because they thought that they might be spooked by the loud music. In an attempt to rechain Misty, the park warden Lee Keaton was killed when an elephant stepped on him and crushed his head.
That was murder. That wasn't an accident.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great way to cover up your crime. You can just get an elephant to sit on somebody.
No, it wasn't a human crime. That was the elephant.
Oh, you think the elephant was
the elephant was like, oh, you want to put the chain back on me? Whack.
Yeah.
Crush him.
Because I don't know if you've ever done that whole how would I get away with murder exercise, but if you could, somehow cover up your crime by making it look like an animal stepped on their face, that would be one way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't the only accident. Oh, good Lord. A chimpanzee attacked its handler, and a 2-year-old was mauled by a tiger. Okay. Well, tiger's gonna tiger. Bad publicity from the attacks, escaped animals, and a mix of challenging economy and a rise in insurance claims. You don't say. The Lion Country Safari in Irvine closed its gates for good the following year, 1984. But for 14 years, you could drive through and really challenge your own existence.
In your own car, too. That's what, I mean, like, what if you're like, say, and this is 84, so what if you're in like a Datsun B210 and it overheated?
Great point. Yeah, that was right after the gas crisis when all the cars got really small, too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
No. Get a rental and pay for the insurance. That's what you do. Anytime you have to do a drive-through safari, don't take your own Kia through there. That's ridiculous. Don't do that. Or Turo. Probably do a Turo car. At least go through in style. Chris Merrill in from O'Kelly tonight, KFI AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.